Hi, hello students. Welcome to the English class. This is your English mom speaking. Do you see the slide? It is very colorful, right? Today we are going to see the topic on the ant and the cricket. So, see the picture. The cricket, it is very enjoying, dancing, playing, everything, and it is having a pleasure and entertainment. But as such, we can see the ant, it is very hardworking and it has a positivity in its life. So, this is what thing we are going to see in the poem. Let's move on with the poem. First of all, we can see the content. 1. About the poet. 2. Objectives. 3. Summary of the poem. 4. Vocabulary. 5. Home assignment. Let's move on with the introduction of the poem. It is about the poet. Here, our poet is Aesop. Actually, this Aesop is a slave and a storyteller who is being believed to be lived in ancient Greece between 620 and 564 BC. This story has been taken from Aesop. It has been called as Aesop's Fables. Fables is nothing but it is a story being narrated by some person with the characters of animals and insects and so on. So these fable stories is very much well known and popular among the children. These stories and poetic works has been associated with his name has been very much popular during the modern times. Let's move on with the objectives. Let's see a short introduction on the poem. First of all, we can know about the ant. So as we all know, ant is a tiny teacher. It has been always a hard-working insect and it always used to save food during summer. Why? Because it will help during winter. It always has a discipline, dignity and a uniformity. Why? Because it is a small insect that teaches us a very good lesson in our life. We have to always pre-plan for our life and we have to live safe. This is being taught by the small insect. But here in this poem we can see a very positivity from the ant and a very negative thing how we should not be in our life from the life of cricket. As such, this cricket is a very lethargic insect which is very careless in its life. Usually it used to sing, it used to dance, play violin during the summer season and it does not have any pre-planned for the winter season. So this is what we are going to see in this poem where this cricket how it suffers during the winter, how the ant becomes very misery for the cricket. Yes, let's move on with the poem. First of all, we can see a short introduction for the poem. Before that, we are having 4 stanzas in this poem. As we all know, the poem has quatrains, couplets, everything. Okay, so here we are having 4 stanzas and we can move on with that. First, we can see the summary of the poem. So as I told you already, this cricket is a very careless insect which has been lethargically wasted all of its time during the summer season by singing, dancing, everything, and it suffers a lot during the winter season. But as such, in opposite, our ant, a tiny teacher which makes a very hard work during summer, it saves so much of food during the winter and it does not struggle or it does not do anything during the winter and stay safe at home. Let's begin the summary. The poem is about a silly cricket that wasted his precious time singing and dancing all through summer. As a result, he had no food to eat when winter came. It was extremely cold and he began to starve as he had saved no food. The cupboards were empty. There was snow everywhere and the trees had shed their lives. The cricket was filled with worry as he did not know how he was going to survive. So first of all, what the cricket is doing is, now it was a winter season. The cricket, now it opens its cupboard. Its cupboard was very much empty. Why? Because I told you already that this cricket, it used to dance, play, sing, everything during summer. It does not save any food for the future. Now it becomes winter, so it's suffering from starvation. We know what is starvation, right? It means hungry. So while opening the cupboard, it saw everything empty. Now it started to blabber something. Yes, famished and unable to bear the cold, the cricket had no choice but to go and beg for food. So, we know during the winter season everything will be covered with the snow, and we couldn't see any of the insects or any food during the winter season. Without any prevention, we cannot go outside. Why? Because it will be a severe cold we cannot bear ourselves. But because of hunger, this cricket has no other go. It has to go outside and bargain some food from someone. He gathered the courage to approach a miserly ant. Miserly is nothing but it is generous, it is very selfish, who had stocked up enough food for the cold and difficult days. He asked the ant to lend him some food which he would return later. He pleaded with the ant to give him food and shelter, otherwise he would die of hunger and sadness. The ant welcomed him in sweet words, said that he was his friend and servant, but he told the cricket that the ants did not borrow or lend. The ant then asked the cricket if he really hadn't saved anything for the harsh months of winter. The cricket replied that he hadn't. Here we can see that how the ant is very selfish. The cricket, because of starvation, it has no other go. It is going and just knocking the door of the ant, while the ant, it is coming outside. By seeing the cricket, it is wishing, yes cricket, you please come inside, I am your servant. Now the cricket, it bargains to the ant, please give me some food, I am suffering from starvation. But what the ant is telling is, no, I'm your servant, but I'm not that much very big person to bargain you. I won't bargain and I won't give to anyone all my food. See how selfish it is. Yes. The cricket told the ant that all through the warm and happy months of summer, he only danced and sang. He had not been able to resist the temptation of the beauty around. This surprised the ant greatly. He found the cricket extremely foolish. How could he have wasted the time meant for hard work? The ant refused to help the cricket and told him to sing and dance all through winter as well. He then turned the cricket out of the house. Now, again, the ant is asking question to the cricket, what you did all the winter time. Now the cricket is replying that I sang, I danced, I enjoyed a lot during summer season, so I didn't save anything. Now the ant, as I told you, it is very miserly ant, a selfish ant. It is giving a reply to the cricket, you enjoyed a very lot during the winter time, so you please go all during, you enjoyed all during the summer season, so you please go and enjoy all through the winter season now. So we can see how selfish the ant it is. It is giving a reply to the cricket like this. Now the cricket has been shocked by hearing all those things, and it is telling that I enjoyed a lot like anything during summer season, but if you please bargain me now, I will return it back to you during the time comes. But without believing this, without having any trust, the ant, it is just making this cricket to go out of the door, and it just shut the door. So this is what happens during our life. We have to be always pre-plan for our future. Without planning for the future, we cannot, without any aim, without any planning, we cannot survive in the future in our life. Without any goal, we cannot achieve anything in our life. We just want to depend on all others usually. The situation may change. They may help us or they may not, but we have to plan for our future, and we have to survive for our own life. Nobody will come and survive for our life. So we have to be always pre-planned for our future. So the moral which we take from this poem is, the poet, he is telling that this poem, a fable, as it conveys an important lesson of life. We have to face the consequences of our actions. If we waste our time in merrymaking, we will live to regret our action. So here we can have a proverb, make hay while the sun shines. Also, we must neither borrow nor lend, as this can destroy bonds of friendship in the long run. So, situation may change, our circumstance may change, but who is very friendly with us may change during the situations. They may help or they may not help, but we have to take care of ourselves. However, there are all kinds of fools in the world. There are some like the cricket who are lazy and think that life is easy and meant only for merrymaking. And then there are two-legged crickets as well, meaning men who have the same outlook towards life. Here, our poet, he is using a personification, which is a literary technique in this poem. That is, the cricket, he is telling this cricket as a two-legged insect. Why? Because the two-legged insect is personified as a human being. Okay, so here we humans, we have to be pre-planned for our life. We can have a very pleasure and all the enjoying during our present time, but we have to once again think about our future, and we have to be pre-planned for our future. If we plan for our future, we can have a enjoyment during the present days. That is what the poet comes to say in this poem, and this is the moral we get from the poem. See the picture, how the cricket, it is very shivering in the cold, and it is going and knocking the door of the ant. Now the ant, it is just telling all those things whatever it think about the cricket, and it is shutting the door, and it made the cricket to go out. Now we can see stanza wise, that is the explanation of the poem. So the first stanza, I told you already, it has 4 stanzas. Now we can see the first stanza. So it tells about the young cricket which has been suffering during the winter season. I told you already that it is a silly young cricket. It has a habit of singing all through the warm and sunny months of summer, and wasted his valuable time in merrymaking. When winter came, it became intensely cold, and he realized that he had no food to eat, as he hadn't saved any. His cupboard was empty, and there was not a crumb to eat. There was a snow everywhere, and all flowers and leaves had gone missing. So we know winter season, it used to have all the places covered with snow. Stanza 2. When he could not tolerate the hunger anymore, he was dripping and trembling. He became desperate and gathered the courage to approach a stingy ant to ask for grain that would keep him alive and shelter to save him for the harsh weather. He said that he just wanted to borrow the food which he would return later, else he would die of hunger and misery. Stanza 3. The ant greeted him most hospitably and said that he was the cricket's friend and servant. But he also told the cricket that the ants had a basic principle which they followed. They neither borrowed nor lent. He then asked the cricket if he really hadn't saved any grain during the warm, comfortable months of summer to see him through the winter season, to which the cricket replied that he hadn't. Stanza 4. The cricket told the ant that he was so happy that he spent his time singing. The world looked so beautiful. The ant was surprised as to how the cricket could have given him into the temptation and forgotten that he had to think his future. He had been merrymaking when it was the time to work hard. He felt no compassion for such an idle and foolish creature and threw the cricket out of his house. He sarcastically told the cricket to dance all through winter as well. Dancing here would be the regretting his actions. So I told you, the poet, he tells us the lesson. The world is full of creatures. There are crickets with 4 legs and another kind with the 2 legs, referring to human beings who waste their time when they must work hard and regret later. This is what the moral we get from this poem. Let's move on with the vocabulary which has been given in this poem. 1. Accustomed to, addicted to, inhabit. 2. A crumb, a piece. 3. Shelter, home. 4. Starvation, hunger. 5. Coat, coated. 6. Gay, happy. Yes, next we can see the home assignment. It has been waiting for you. So what you understood from all your poem, from this poem, you're going to give all your potential in this home assignment. Let's see what are the questions. The questions are eagerly waiting for you. What was the cricket used to do during the summer season? What did he realize when winter came? How was the ant different from the cricket? What would happen to the cricket if the ant turned down his request? Why has the cricket been called silly? Yes. So, from this poem we can understand so many things from the ant. See, the ant, we should not be miserly like ant, but we have to get some of the lesson from the ant. It is very disciplined. It is very pre-planned for its future. It has been hardworking every day. It goes only in line. It has a certain procedure and rules. But we human beings, does we have any certain rules and regulations? No, we are not hardworking. We are always gone at the behind the pleasure, entertainment, etc. But if we have a certain thought, sometimes during the future means we will be well, will be very well, and we will be very good in surviving in future. This is what the moral we get from the poem. Yes, I think you guys enjoyed a very lot in this poem. Yes, thank you.